Just that it'll be a very physical game in the end zones. Both teams have got some good dynamic rush players, but the bulk of the group are going to be putting pucks deep and getting on each other's D and trying to grind that thing to the net.
Coach, just an update on Sergei Bobrovsky and potential plan for goalie tonight if he can go.
Yeah, so Bob's not going tonight. We were concerned when we took him out because you never know, but it's way better than we thought it would be. He's possible, I would think, for the weekend. Won't see him in the next 3, we don't think, but most likely. Alex plays tonight. Spence is going to play for Charlotte today to get a full game in, get 60 minutes. He's been out a long time, and we need him to get some rubber on him. He may play tomorrow. It'll all depend on workload today, what he gets today. And if it feels good, then he'll meet us in New York.
Do you have an update on Eric Staal?
He had a concussion. He's in the protocol, so we put him on IR. But early returns, again, were very good. You never know with this stuff, but I would say he's potential for the weekend as well.
Now you look at what you've got. He's been so good on either the third or the fourth line or whatever. Now you've got, I guess, Tierney's in there.
Correct.
Pretty confident that
I am.
That's going to keep rolling?
Yeah, I am. Eric's been good, especially with the injuries. When Barkov and Lundell went down for almost a month, he and Luosterainen came into the middle, and they were so good for us. But he, and his play doesn't drop off. But when you get into so many heavy games at his age too, if he's going to miss some games, now's not a bad time for him to miss some games and recharge the batteries and come back strong.
He's going to get a couple weeks out of this with the break and all that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a week IR and then you get a break.
Yeah, it's 8 days, but he could play against LA. That door's still open. Yeah.
Okay.
Coach, earlier this season, the expected numbers were really positive.
Yep.
Just weren't necessarily leading to results. The success the team is having lately, is it more those numbers catching up to the results, or have you seen an identity shift?
Well, both. I think, I mean, our numbers are almost inexplicable with. And even now, we're in the top 3 or 4 teams on the differential between expected goals and against. I felt our goaltending's gotten better. Our special teams have gotten better, and our 5-on-5 plays probably stayed where it was. The shift would be in how hard we're playing, and I felt that from December on. We've learned to play way harder than we played before. And that might be hard to understand, right? Everybody works hard, but there's a whole nother level of attention to detail and attention to compete on every single shift. And we've moved closer to that.
When you look at your goaltending situation, how much, I hate to use the word confidence or whatever, but Alex's performance, especially under fire that he came under, how much does it relieve you a little bit? Because you've got 2 guys that were in the AHL.
Yep. And, but his save, the first big saves he made on Caulfield, just let our bench up, right? And you're at the end of a trip, and we've got miles on us right now. You're looking for some unusual spark in the game that you can focus on, right? Something unusual, and that did it, right? He makes that save, and then we just start building, and we're having fun doing it. So sometimes it's something unusual, something that you didn't expect comes into your lineup, and can spark your team and get it going. So, but that's an opportunity, right? That's what he wants, his chance. You had an awesome game, do it again. You just look at LA Kings and what happened to them over the course of the year. And they just took off when Copley came in. So he can stop as many pucks as he feels like.
And on the other side, I don't know, you don't know much about Matt Gutz. He's going to back up tonight.
Yeah.
First pro season, kind of a neat situation for him. I mean, I know you don't want to say.
No, I mean, we'd like to stay healthy if we could, but what I love is when you get 2 kind of veteran guys in practice, they're always working on something in each drill. Their positioning, their hand positioning, how they move, all that stuff. You put 2 guys like that in the practice and morning skates, they don't care about any of that. They're trying to stop every single puck, right? You put 5 guys in front of them, ripping them at them, they're going to try to get all of them. They're just trying to show they can play, so they'll get their chance.
It was kind of like, guys, relax.
No, I'm just enjoying it. Like, we're doing a 2-on-0 drill today, and it's a pad pass drill, basically. It's really hard to stop, and the goalies, for the most part, are looking at their rebounds. We really don't need them going post to post on that, but they're diving across, double packs, they're coming, they're flopping. It was awesome. We need, we need that a little bit of fun right now, right? Because the tank's a little light, and they've been good. It was a good morning.
couple other young guys. Denisenko, again, getting another look up here. What have
Yeah.
you seen from him? I know, not getting in the points, but just he seems
I'm not
active
worried.
out
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
I'm not worried about the points with him because we truly believe that's there. He's proven that over the course of his career. Can he play hard enough and fast enough to play in the NHL? And I thought he's built each game. So we started to see against Montreal his ability to cut back, control the puck, cut back, and evade a defender. And when you're watching it, you're thinking he could be elite at that. That could be a real big thing for him. So I'm not worried about points yet with him. He's starting to really, like he's missed 2 years of hockey, and then he came to training camp. We beat the hell out of everybody, so you couldn't really see any speed, but you started to see speed in his game. So that's a good sign. He's going to get some time. As long as he works as hard as he's worked the last couple of games. And I know he's young. I don't care about that. And I know he's not put up a lot of numbers. I don't care about that. He's got a talent level that's high, and he's learning to work his butt off. That's the foundation.
And then Giovanni, just the instant chemistry he made with that line, just seems
Yeah.
like he's improving as well.
You know what? He fit into what we do. He's a big man that can skates, and he's clearly not afraid of anything. So he finishes every check. His positional play's been good. I like having a guy like that in the lineup. I like having a physical player like that in the lineup. It keeps things quiet on the road until you don't want them quiet. I got lots of room for him.
He seems to have given you guys a little bit of jolt too, right? I mean,
It was a good pickup for us in terms of a need. When Patrick went down, Patrick was a certain kind of player, hard to play against, really intense. We needed somebody to come in like that, and I still think there's room for that kind of play. I mean, a physical player, a guy that'll fight. I think there's room for it in the NHL. Maybe it always ebbs and flows, right? There's lots of them, then there's none of them, and then it comes back. Now there's an advantage to having a physical player in your lineup.
and is there something to be said about a guy being noticed? Like, I mean, I thought his minutes were like 9.5, 10, 11, and
Yeah.
I look at him at 5.5, 6.
Well,
It seems like
right.
every time's on the ice, you notice.
Correct, in a good way.
Right.
And his minutes will be up. We just got into these 2 huge power play penalty killing days, and he's not on either system. So those guys sat for long stretches. So then I'm monitoring ice going out. Okay, I've had the guy sit for 15 minutes. I mean, those guys are going to play in these next 3 games. I need that line to take minutes and play the way they play in the other team's end. They have to be able to do that, or I'm going to end up running Barkov and Bennett way too many minutes.
You mentioned that presence. How much does that Ryan Reeves bring that to the Wild? You think guys' element of
For sure.
being able to.
For sure. I don't think if you have a bunch of your guys on the team now play way better because they've got a physical player. I think it looks different from the bench. They get in, they get on the body, pucks get moved a little differently by the other team's defense. They put them on the wall a little bit. You get a little more forechecking time. And there is a kind of an agreement. Okay, nobody's going to play stupid tonight. Okay, let's just go play. And then some of the skilled guys can relax a little bit in the game. I think they have an impact for sure.
Other than being a heavy team, what's your impression of the Wild? I know you faced them a lot in Winnipeg too. Like just what?
Yeah, I thought that, there was a major difference in style of play when Dean came in. Really aggressive. Their D are way more involved in the offensive line. It's a basic system, but that doesn't. They adhere to it and they play hard and they play fast. Their goaltending's good. They're hard to beat because they're going to grind you. And then they've got the dynamic young man, and he's perfect fit with Zuccarello, and they just score goals.
You mentioned last week that Anthony Duclair was going to stay back and work one-on-one with Patrick Holmquist. How much did that help him going into this week?
Well, Patrick is a huge impact because you got to keep up to him in those workouts. Now, I would say, does it get Anthony Duclair back any faster? I don't know. I think so. It certainly, if he comes back, it's all about this thing healing. He's going to should be at a higher level because you have to move faster to stay with Patrick and you work out. But Anthony's been a hard worker. Like, he's not a guy that we worry about not pushing himself in this damn thing. I mean, he's been rehabbing this thing for so long. He is dying to get out of the gym and away from the strength guys and the conditioning guys and just go play some hockey. So he's moving pretty good today. Like, he was moving better today for me than he was a week ago. I still don't know if it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if it's right after the break or in the week, but he's getting closer.
You're talking about practice, though, or playing.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's probably practicing. He's got to get into some practices after the break, but we would have him at 100% before we take the gold off him, and he needs to, get at least just used to the speed and handling the puck. But simple drills here today. I'm just watching his movement, and you forget how fast a guy is, right? Because he's not on the ice with you, and then he gets flying. Oh man, he make our team quite a bit faster.
But having Patrick around is kind of like having an extra coach out there. And was that?
Yeah, like a really fit coach, right? Like a way better fit coach. So we were talking about that. There's a piece to fit in there between your performance guys that are incredibly well educated in terms of all the things, fitness, and then you've got a player who's really wired into that. Going back to his Pittsburgh days, he could sit and talk to the strength guys. He could speak their language, and then he can you got a kid that says, "Yeah, I'm working hard." Say, "Fine, just keep up to the 38-year-old and see how well you do." So having them,
Patrick's still out long term.
yeah,
Thank you, guys.
yeah.
Thank you, Coach.